Hi everyone, welcome to the Gifts and Decorative Accessories Las Vegas Market News Desk. I am here with Eric Silva of Eric Silva Design. Eric, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today. I would just love to know a little bit more about yourself and your company and kind of how you got started.
So I started making jewelry when I was maybe 19, and it was just more of something to do. A lot of I played a lot with like stones and carving, that kind of, and I liked that it was small. So later that would translate into jewelry. Mm-hmm. And then from that, the skill set would get into metals. And so I kind of explored work based on object-oriented design, just like things we could carry or hold. And then from that, I launched a jewelry line just based on things I thought were good or things that I thought people might want and that I could make a little bit more efficiently without like spending hours and hours, which I typically would do for like one piece at a time when I was starting out. So then that kind of got me into the idea of things that are interesting that people could have or use or keep, but that were a little bit more affordable, not like one of a kind, high-end conceptual work, which I tinkered with for many years. But in the idea of designing, I wanted to be more diverse in my way of presenting work. And so that's kind of how I got more into the production line, which takes me more to like a gift market or the gift show, so I can have a line and sell to stores. And that's kind of been my thing for the last 10 years. So this would be my 29th year making jewelry and playing with the idea of being a designer. So that's kind of like how I see myself as just someone trying to make interesting things that are unique and resonates with people and kind of talks to them based on their ideas. So that's pretty much how I explore jewelry or design in general.
Cool. And are you basically self-taught? Did you do any training for designing?
I self-taught myself just through like informed books or just a lot of trial and error. I did try some basic jewelry courses, which never really excited me because I just wanted to do it on my own. And then because of my lack of training, I guess I was kind of limited to my skill set, which allowed me to kind of just focus on coming up with my own ideas on how things go together. So in that, I was able to kind of like nurture this uniqueness and this different perspective on design. I wasn't necessarily taught how to make jewelry. I just made things that were the size of jewelry. Mm-hmm. And then, that gave me this kind of creative or limitless idea of like, how do things go together? How should I mechanize them? Because I wasn't really exposed to formal training.
Gotcha. I actually had an opportunity to take a look through your website and see some of the jewelry that you do make. I loved some of the stuff that you did with bone and antler. It really gives it some really nice, unique textures. Is there anything that you are particularly excited about that you'll be exhibiting at Las Vegas Market?
Yeah, I'm going to bring some new antler designs where they're mostly like forms or more geometric shapes that someone could just kind of wear as earrings or pendants. I like it as a medium because even though it's from a shed deer, something that they would fall naturally. So it kind of has that recycled element, but as well, it's also very tactile and extremely strong. It's almost like nature's plastic because you can sand it, you can carve it, you can shape it, but yet it's still from nature and kind of gives you this sense of connection. So, but at the same time, I do appreciate modern elements in design. So it's kind of like I'm bringing nature, but kind of just nurturing the shape and form so that it's kind of more current in the way we see things. And also, I like to say that it's antler, but I do like to say that it's antler after the fact that somebody already appreciates it as a thing. I never like to be like, whoa, it's antler, you should get it. I usually say, oh, and by the way.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that. So what are your favorite materials to work with?
Well, I do like antler. It's a little bit laborious. So sometimes I kind of take the time to not always work in it. And it can be toxic if you're sanding it. So I have like respirators and ventilators that absorb, or, vacuums that absorb all the dust. But I do like brass. I use a lot of brass in my material. I like that its pliability, like when you heat it up and anneal it, it's very soft. It's kind of malleable and mushy. So I do like it. And I like that it looks like gold. I think it goes really nice with stones, so, and, I do like silver, but it's just like right now, silver isn't ideal for a production line right now because it's not as cost effective as it used to be. So these are the things that I consider while I'm developing a line based on price, based on my customers or the galleries or stores or shops that are going to sell it. Like, how are they gonna, move these items at a not affordable price, but a reasonable price? Yeah.
Sure. Do you have any tips for retailers who want to display your pieces?
Well, it does look, my work looks good in kind of a specimen setting. I mean, like, you go into a museum and everything is like laid out and kind of open and not so fussy. I do think that jewelry design is best displayed alone with space. I mean, you don't need a lot of space. You're talking a couple inches in between, but if you can really see it or on somebody, sometimes the person that's working the floor will wear something, and then that kind of allows them to say, oh, well, look at this. This is how it's worn. This is how it feels. So I think simply displaying it out flat and then having somebody wear it, maybe each artist has its turn. I think that's a good way to approach it. In general, I found like that works. It's best.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you there. So why did you choose to exhibit at Las Vegas Market?
Well, I used to do like New York Now, and I would do a few other gift shows, and it just seems like it's the midway point, and a lot of people are feeling, I know everybody's everybody's very concerned with like what's happening in the world and COVID, but in general, a lot of my customers that buy my work, it's kind of the place where they're starting to go and find that they can find everything there. And it's kind of midway, and plus it's like a little bit less. I think it's also affordability. Like for me, like I can drive there. I live in LA, so it's not that far. It's like 4 hours. So that's kind of one thing. But I do feel like it's a strong market, and it's really, the rumor is it's just getting better. And I think they're accommodating in the space is beautiful. They have this new space. So, I really feel like this is the place to go, and it just seems ideal.
Definitely. I am so excited about the new expo. I think we're going to see a lot of great things that are coming out of there. So Eric, can you let us know where you will be exhibiting and where buyers can find you and why should they come visit you?
Well, come see my work. I'll be in the handmade section. I believe it's booth 1308. It's a corner, so you can find me. It's easy. And my work is just something that fits the void. Sometimes you want something that's a little different, that's also sellable and wearable as far as a jewelry line. And, I'll be sharing a space with a partner, Jennifer Walker, and she's kind of got her own look. So we kind of complement each other. And I think that would be a fun way to kind of see something, somewhat of a collaboration with, two people kind of having a similar aesthetic.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate your time today. I wish you the best of luck at the show, and I hope you have a great time. I hope you get to see lots of people come through and just enjoy being in Vegas. It's always a great time, I think.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.